So Stryd has just released some major updates with their app, and being a massive running power guy and someone who follows the trend of running power very closely, I was pretty interested to see these new training plans. So within training plans, like you can select your distance. Now I used to be able to select 100 k's a week, and now I'm restricted to 50 k's. So I did notice that the app functionality is quite glitchy, and you can choose, like your weeks and days per week and stuff, which is all really handy. And what it does is it provides a great, I guess, skeleton plan where you can just get a good indication and some inspiration of something that you should be doing towards your main goal. And with that main goal, you're able to select kind of, a distance, and it'll give you an indication of what potential predicted time you'll be able to finish. One of the issues is like you get all these phases and these training plans, like individual workouts within the week, and the functionality of it looks really good. The one issue I had was with the workouts themselves. So within the workout, I've probably prescribed over 1 million workouts in my time, and over recent years, the structured workouts, they just like the warm up is 70 to 80%. Now that is quite restrictive because sometimes, depending on where you live, you might not be able to start at 70% straight off the bat. You might be just cruising down a little downhill, or you like to warm up. And conversely, maybe you like to operate at a bit higher intensity later on in your workout. Like for me personally, I'm probably more of 80 to 85% where I'd find myself just in a general run. And so you can edit that within the like structured workout planner, and that's what it does for you in terms of being able to create a lot of like inspiration and function as just a base plan. But then, once you get into it, it requires like a lot of editing and adjustment and stuff that could potentially have been forethought so that you didn't have to. And another issue that I came across was within their structured workouts, the way they were paced out in terms of the range for the work intervals. So when they had quite an intensive work interval, so something that would be around, say, 92 to 97%, it would be for like me with a threshold of 400 watts, that's not so bad. However, like with a lot of their individual workouts, which you can save and edit yourself and again use for inspiration, my wife she's 50 kgs and has an absolute threshold of 200 watts, right? And so when you're trying to operate off of a range of 5% of that threshold, you end up with only 10-watt range. Now, for those of you who run with power, especially if you run with power in real time, you're going to realize that, well, I fluctuate 30 watts easily just with corners and stopping to cross roads and going up hills. If I'm on the trail, I'm definitely at the bottom end of that range. So I really like to open that range out a lot, with the key median being, or the middle average being right within the block hole that I want. And yes, you could set your power to be average, but maybe you want a more realistic, real-time feedback on what is required for that workout. So some of the other things so that's like kind of the workout and the structured workout and the plans, and you can apply the plan to your calendar, and then they will push through to your device. Now, as far as I'm aware, it's just Garmin devices with the third-party Stryd workout app. And that app itself, I've had a few functionality issues with it. It is a little glitchy, and that's not necessarily against Stryd and their development team. That part of it is like what you're seeing here, current plan. There's no current plan, even though I applied a plan. It's just such a large network of devices and operating systems that they need to develop for. So in order to do that, they need to be across the whole plethora of different phones and different Garmin devices. How many different Garmin devices are running Connect IQ 3? I I can't tell you, but it'll be at least 50. So all those 50 are going to have their own individual nuances that Stryd need to develop around. And that is one of the big limiting factors in moving forward. So just in my general comments for a lot of what Stryd are offering here with their app is that they're really clearly pushing forward on a lot of this like peripheral added knowledge based technology, and it needs work. You can see here I have to adjust my marathon based predictor, because I know I've ran a marathon just recently at 94% of my critical power, and their default's 90%. So while a lot of what they do now provides the skeleton and the base for you to be able to operate and adjust and play around with, you need a large knowledge base to even be able to operate off of their base. And then when their base is kind of incorrect and you find that the workouts are hard to complete and your watch is beeping at you all the time, there's a lot of work to do. And that's my feedback of the recent Stryd announcements and feature updates. They're really pushing forward with that app. And one thing that isn't on the app is the coach view. So that is, again, another, like, I don't want to say trap, but way they're trying to pull people into the end user as the membership, the Stryd membership, which you need to access a lot of these features. And then for me as a coach to be coach accredited in order to be able to access this coach view, which just allows me to see your Stryd data set within your Stryd Power Center. But then, as most people are educated enough in running power, they're probably already operating on some training software, like a Training Peaks, a Final Surge, a Today's Plan, whatever, sports tracks, or even they're solely using Strava, which now supports running power as default. So I don't know how much need there is for that. It is functional, but as the cost starts to rise, I don't know if they can provide a direct alternative to the likes of the juggernaut that is something like Training Peaks and Strava. All right, so that's me. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, Instagram, Strava, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you want to find me. But yeah, do subscribe. It really helps me grow the channel, get my word out there, create business. So until next time, catch ya.